So I need to do some welding on the Porsche. Got that hole down here to fill up. Little one back here, and obviously fix the width, the wing. So before I do that, I've got to fix the welder. I only have big rolls, big spools for the welder, and this is a small spool welder, so that obviously doesn't fit. So I'm going to make a bracket to hold the spool, because what I've been doing is standing the sledgehammer up on end, laying it on top of it and letting it spool around like that, and it's a bit silly. So this is the kind of stupid stuff I've been doing to make it work, because nothing's going to stop me actually making it work. But I've made this for the spool to run on, and I've got this which I'm going to bolt there, then weld that to that like that, see if I can make it work. So now I'm going to weld that on there. So there we go. Eventually I'll shorten this. That's actually supposed to go inside there, but I've just made it out of the stuff I had lying around. So this is an old Saab 9.3 wing. It's got this nice swage line, which should work pretty well. It's not quite long enough, but you can't actually see any of it because it's under the side skirt anyway, but I'd like to get as much of the swage line in as I can, so I'll chop that out, see how it works. So I'll cut this out, roughly the right shape. Just gonna tack it on and then tap it in place and get it welded on there. Got this part tacked on here, but I've run out of gas, so that'll have to wait till at least tomorrow. In the meantime, I started shaping this. That's gonna go slot in there, something like that. Obviously get welded along the top. I need to trim it so it sits up more. Then that will get pushed back. I need to chop this edge off, but that'll sit in there like that. Get spot welded along the bottom, seam welded along here. I've also got to fix this hole, which is going to be fun because it's all full of expanding foam. Nice. Need some more wire speed. Well, as with everything I do, it's not the prettiest, but it will do the job. So let's see what it looks like after I give it a quick grind. Grinder and paint will make me the welder that I ain't. Just got a little hole up here, got to fill up. I'll do that when I plate this bit. But considering what I had to work with, I don't think that's too bad. I can't get the grinder up there, so I'm going to use the map gas, burn it away, burn away all this seam sealer, and scrape it away, the little scraper here. Just got to be careful I don't set the inside of the car on fire. That would be bad. last bit where it was on fire. If you're welding the car up, don't panic if it catches fire. It's always going to catch fire at least a little bit. Just make sure you got, you know, fire extinguisher on hand for if it gets out of control. And if you've got a second person with you, get them to sit inside, keep an eye out for flames. Especially if you're welding something, you know, down on the sill or something like that, or underneath, because you'll have probably moved the carpets and things out of the way. You know, that would be a sensible thing to do, but you can never guarantee you've got everything out of the way. So I got all the welding done up in here, primed it and then put some under seal over the top. So now I need to stick this on. I'm going to get some tack welds on this and see where it ends up. Okay, so cut through this weld a little bit, cut that tack back off, managed to slide it up, get it clamped together here, and then I just cut through it with the angle grinder. Obviously it's not very straight because the original cut wasn't very straight because I'm an idiot. And got it nice little gap here that we can get the weld between, making it, because it's in line now, because there's obviously no step because I've cut through it. There is here because this needs pulling out, but that's something that'll get done as I get there. But between here, this should be pretty good. So we got this bit welded together. I need to do a little bit of shaping just here and a little bit in here, see if I can get a screwdriver on there, pull this out a little bit because it's a bit bent in. So this bit, not too bad. This bit, terrible. So when I first started trying to weld with the camera in my hand, and I was like, ugh. Like I said earlier, I'll cut through the panel here. That'll give you a gap. If the grinder was actually plugged in, I would. There we go. So I need to pull these into place, and I can't get the grips in because obviously I've got this flange. So what I'm going to do is use a socket behind, and that's going to make me clear of the flange. Clear of the flange. Basically that will be in there like that, and that will keep the jaws open enough so that it doesn't destroy that flange. So you can see the part that's clamped is a lot more in line now. This bit obviously isn't, but I can tap that about with a hammer once I've got it welded to here. Helps if you attach the earth. Not going to work otherwise. There we go, that's that bit in place. So what I can do now is get this last bit here sorted in place. Just give that a bit of a twist out, get that in line. As you can see, this is the wing is forward of the panel that we're fitting in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a big hammer in behind, and then I'm going to gently tap it with another hammer, try and get it in place. Now, usually you wouldn't want to use a hammer like this. You'd want a planishing hammer. But I lent mine to my friend about 6 months ago and it's not come back yet, so this is going to have to do. already see that that's a lot more in line. Now I can't quite flick it with my finger, so I get the weld on there. This is not the prettiest job I've ever done, but it's my car and it's going to work, so I don't really care. Alright, so I've ground it down. You can see there's like a few places where we blew through with the welder. A few little holes that I just need to tack up. But pretty good. Relatively straight. Not amazing, but pretty good. I need to grind these little nubs away at some point. I need to get a little power file in there, which I don't have with me. So, moving on to the bottom, I'm going to start drilling a few holes and we're going to spot weld this on. So what I've done there is drill through the first part until I just start touching down on the bit I want to weld to, and then I'm just going to fill this up with weld. And I'm just going to give this one a little tack on the edge because it's on the edge so you can get to it. Okay, so we'll put one over here. It's looking pretty good. Nice and low, especially on the front. Just got to finish off some body work. Obviously finish off the bottom of the wing here, and then she's good.